Okay guys, let me paint the picture for you. It's Tuesday morning, doing my usual stuff. I get a call from BMW Group Malaysia, which is why I'm standing outside. And they called me and said, hey, do you want to look at something that we've got kind of lying around? I was like, okay. And can we come by your office? I thought, okay. So initially my first suspicion was, are they about to give me something? Have I done something wrong, or is something terrible about to happen? Thankfully it was none of those things, because instead we've got this. Okay, so today, courtesy of BMW Group Malaysia, we have this. Now, they won't actually tell me what this is. All they'll tell me is that this is an upcoming model that they haven't launched yet, which will be coming around very, very soon, purportedly within the next couple of weeks. But they brought this all the way out to our offices for us to take a look at. Now, the rules are very simple. We can't actually go in the car, but we are actually allowed to walk around it and sort of observe whatever there is. Now, these cars have actually been debadged, as you can see. There's no nomenclature on it whatsoever, which means that technically we don't know what this is. But because we've been doing our research, of course we know what it is. This is the new BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe, which has been spotted sort of running around on trailers and stuff like that for a little while now. And these cars in particular have been wrapped with a unique motif, which has actually been designed by local community efforts as well as local design houses, in order to make these cars to show support for the various initiatives that have taken place during the pandemic and in support of these various small businesses. Going back to it, this is again a BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe. Now again, they haven't actually given us any details, but just by looking at it, there are a few things that tend to spot out. For starters, you have an M Sport body kit to this. It's got an M Sport bumper and it has a slightly more aggressive nose, as well as the BMW M Sport wheels. So from that, we already know that this is going to be an M Sport 2 Series Gran Coupe, or at least a 2 Series Gran Coupe will be offered as an M Sport model. We also notice that at the rear there is only one exhaust pipe, which means that in all likelihood, this is going to be the BMW 218i M Sport, which is powered by a 1.5-litre 3-cylinder turbocharged engine with power going to the front wheels via a 7-speed double-clutch automatic gearbox. Official figures are rated at 140 PS and 220 Newton meters of torque, with 0 to 100 completed in just 8.7 seconds. Now, it's worth noting that with the 2 Series Gran Coupe, there are actually, at the moment, no real competitors, because this car traditionally would go up against Mercedes-Benz CLA, which is only available in Malaysia as the CLA 35 and 45 AMG. As a result, this car, in its 218i M Sport guise, doesn't actually have any direct competitors. Its only real competitor would be the A-Class Saloon, available as A200 and A250, whereas these cars, well, judging by the fact that both of these cars are identical 218i M Sport models, it is possible that they'll only be offered in this one guise initially. But it is also possible that BMW Group Malaysia will expand the 2 Series Gran Coupe range in due course and offer more models as time goes by. They could also offer the M235i X Drive, which is an all-wheel drive, sort of a hot version of this car, or they could offer even just a 220i Gran Coupe. But anyway, let's talk more about the car that's in front of us. So, like I said earlier, this car is coming to us as an M Sport model, which means you get the M Sport front bumper, you get an M Sport grille, and you also get the M Sport wheels. Now, these are 18-inch alloy wheels, but more importantly, see, because it's an M Sport model, you also get the shadow line trim, so it's all black around the whole thing, and at the rear, you get a slightly more aggressive bumper treatment, as well as a sort of, this looks like a grey diffuser type element here, and you get black elements here. It's worth noting that with this funky wrap, they've actually covered the rear parking sensors, which means that driving these things around must be really fun for the executives who brought this car all the way out to our offices. But and you also get that little shark fin roof. Now, I suspect that this is actually the body color, but we'll get onto that a little bit later. More importantly, as I said earlier, this will be the first 2 Series Gran Coupe. This is actually the first 2 Series Gran Coupe in the world and it'll be the first time that BMW offers a saloon or a four-door like this in this segment with a boot. Now, like I said earlier, we can't actually go inside, but it's very clear from what we can see here that it will have black leather interior. It should have the new OS 7.0 infotainment system, as well as perhaps a digital cockpit. We're not sure. We can see that there are some physical rings in there, which means it may just be an analog system, but it may also be a digital one. We can't tell. Now, looking at the rear, if I can just sort of shade this a little bit, you can see that there should be a decent amount of legroom back there, which means that this would be a worthy competitor within the sort of compact saloon range against see, the Mercedes-Benz CLA isn't here except as an AMG. A-Class saloon is here that has slightly more headroom, and I'm not sure if the Audi A3 saloon is still offered. Actually, I could be wrong, but those would be its natural competitors. Now, the thing is, our last view, or our last meeting with BMW Group Malaysia saw the launch of the new 135i Export, which is their new hot hatchback variant, which goes up against cars like the Volkswagen Golf GTI and the Mercedes-Benz AMG A35. Now, as I said in that video, that car is kind of expensive, considering that it is just a hatchback. This, however, should come in cheaper than that. No prices have been offered, unfortunately, but these cars should come in at slightly less than what the M135i xDrive is being offered at, which means this could very well be, very soon after launch, be the best-selling BMW in the market. This will most definitely be the entry level of the BMW range locally. Now, there are still a few questions that we can't answer. Will it be locally assembled? Will it be fully imported? And what other trims will be available? Those are all questions that we expect to have answered very, very soon when both of these models launch, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But in the meantime, we can just take a look at these cars, enjoy them for what they are, and of course, big shout out to BMW Group Malaysia for bringing these cars down to our offices, and of course for their never-ending support for local SMEs and local businesses and local initiatives that have helped ease the pain during the COVID-19 pandemic. Anyway, thank you so much to you guys for watching. Thank you so much to BMW Group Malaysia for offering these cars up to us for a very, very early look, and we'll catch you in the next one, and we hope you'll stay tuned for when these cars eventually launch. Oh, and by the way, if you think that this opportunity is only being afforded to motoring journalists, it's not. These cars will be running around for another week or so. From the point that we publish this video, these cars are going to be around for at least another week or so. And they will be driving around Kuala Lumpur. You can spot them. They have hashtags on the side, which is hashtag #BeUnconventional. If you spot them, take photos, post it on your social media. Don't forget to tag BMW Malaysia and use the hashtag #BeUnconventional. And of course, if you got the news from us, don't forget to tag us too. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.